So, hold on a second. Just want to put these on. Can you all hear me? Oh, look, it's that weird glow again. It's gone. I don't know what causes that. So, hi everybody, it's Martha, obviously. It's the beginning of week 7 of the class, and we just wrapped up design. I know some of you really enjoyed working in design, which I'm delighted. I think it's super fun, and sometimes people assume they can't do that kind of work, and then they discover it's actually not that hard. This week starts kind of a 3-week spread of the class where you're going to be in your groups that you've just formed, or some of them I formed for you, producing a radio show that will get broadcast on DS106 Radio in about 3 weeks. I'm going to tell you more information about that assignment a little bit later, but that's basically the work for the next 3 weeks. There's a couple little things that go with it, but I'll explain all of that. What I really want to talk to you about today is a bunch of other stuff that's been going on, and I want to start with the hat because I know some of you, thank you, created some posters for me to try and recover the hat. I still don't have it, as you can see. I feel super like something's missing. I feel like every apocalypse needs the right hat, and that hat felt like a hat I could survive with, and it's just gone. So thank you to those of you who created missing posters for my hat. I'm just going to show you some of them. I have them hanging up in the bunker here. I don't have like a whiteboard or a cork board down here, so I just hung up like a clothesline to start assembling. Well, we'll get to that, but let me just grab some of these and we can look at them. Hold on. So this is just a really nice, simple one that the tweeting for the end, I think, created. Can you see it? So, sorry, I got to center it on the camera. Missing, and a lovely shot of my hat. It doesn't usually have like flames coming out of it, obviously, but I think that's a design choice. And it just says, have you seen the hat and when it was last seen? It does say, if found, please call 911. I don't think we should probably do that. Please don't call 911 about my hat. But you could just like call me or get in touch with me, or maybe you could replace this with like my Twitter handle. That might be good. So I'm going to hang this one back up. I'm going to get another one. Really love this one. I love the color combination. One of my favorites, orange and blue. And some great details on it, like that it's a 1 month old apocalyptic protective hat. And it kind of shows what a hat would look like on a person, which I think is really useful when you're describing a missing thing. I think this means that it weighs 63 grams and that its color is black and that it's shy. It is shy, but interestingly, it's not actually black. It's actually kind of an olive green. When I got it, I thought that that seemed like the right color for the apocalypse. So great job on this. I think this was Chris who did this. Chris Tastrophe made this great poster. Okay, 2 more. Hold on. Sorry, I'm going to have to fix the audio on this because I know that's probably making a lot of noise. So this one kind of took me by surprise when I saw it because that's my head really big. Like that's even, I think that's even bigger than my real head when you print it out. I'm not used to seeing myself quite so, like that. But yes, great font, like very clear, very impactful. Please help find my hat lost during week 5. Now, For people who aren't part of the end, they might not know what week 5 is, so a date might be more helpful. Now, it does have this great little blurb, I'm so lost without it, which I think I actually said last week, so it's almost like they were there. And then it says to please contact the HCC or jetjunk43.com. This is, I think this was by Joshua, so he put his email address there. I appreciate that because that means that I won't have to field all those calls. Hopefully he can do that for me. Now you will also note definitely olive green, not black, olive green. Okay, one more. So I don't know if you all can see this, but this is by far the most disturbing poster. It's like transparent, like you can see the bunker behind it, but you can't see my hand. It's got like some kind of weird magical force field around it, but it says missing hat, please help us find Martha's hat, reward if found, last seen in the HCC, also super direct, doesn't have a contact, which probably needs, but also I feel a little weird about this poster. Like maybe I shouldn't have it in the same room with me. Like, I don't know, weird. This poster's weird. Oh, I forgot something that's on one of the others. So this poster, as much as I really do love it, and I think it's cute to say that the hat answers to Martha's hat, it doesn't actually talk, is that it does say that there's a reward of $1 million. That gave me a little bit of pause because I don't have that kind of budget for the apocalypse, much less for my hat. And truth be told, I bought it at Target for $15. So I probably would go back to Target and buy it before I paid $1 million to get it back. I mean, it was a very special hat and I was very attached to it, but $1 million is a lot of money. Okay. So here's where things get a little bit dicey and weird because you all have been really helpful in helping me with the hat situation, and I really appreciate that. But earlier today, I got this, which seems to be kind of a ransom note for the hat. I'll read it to you, and you can, let me know what you think. It says, if you ever want to see your hat again, cease and desist all discussion of the end. Turn over all your notes about the aberrations and relocate out of the Hurley Convergence Center bunker. So that's the ransom note that I just received. It was slipped under my door to the bunker this morning when I got into work. Now, as some of you know, this is only the latest in a kind of set of evidence that's been getting revealed over the last couple of days that I will admit is causing me a little bit of alarm. I don't understand everything in this ransom note. And well, one thing that really stood out to me, and we can talk about this in a little bit, is that it did say, so cease and desist all discussion of the end, which I assumed meant this class. And I was like, why would somebody want me to stop talking about digital storytelling? But then I realized it actually says the E.N. E.N.D. So it's like an acronym of something, and I realized that I had seen that before. So yeah, let me just dig through my papers. Okay, here it is. So this was, I think, the second piece of evidence that I saw a student in the class, thank you, Jillian, had found over the weekend. I think she found this yesterday. If you haven't seen it, it's a memo that somebody left in the building. It's posted on our class website. We have this new section called the evidence that shares this stuff as people find it. And I'm going to add that ransom note there so that you can look at it and see if I missed anything. Anyway, I'm not going to read this whole thing. It's super weird. There's a list of symptoms. I'll just read those that this the CDE, which seems to be working in collaboration with the CDC, a list of symptoms that they're tracking. So here they are: sudden onset of anatomical anomalies, non-psychotic observances of inconsistently visible individuals. I had to like read that 4 times before I knew what it meant, and I still don't. Cravings for non-nutritional comestibles, also weird. Evidence of nascent transstellar and or transchronological communication abilities. And finally, neural transformation suggestive of activation of previously undetected eye. Undetected eye. I don't know what that, owl, maybe undetected owl. I don't know what that means. So there were also some notes written on the back of it. This is just a printout. I don't have the notes, but that's all on the evidence. So you will remember that guy who visited me, that strange guy who visited me a few weeks ago mentioned, he said he was with the CDC. I'm assuming this is related to his visit, but I don't know. The date is just from last week or so. And actually, now that I mention him, there was a second piece of evidence. Oh, here it is. I printed this out. Now, this is much larger than the original, since I was able to get a higher resolution image. It seems to be, I don't know if you remember, I asked him for a badge and he flashed it at me, and I think it was this. But this is what it is. It's like this guy's badge, Millard Rausch, which I think was the name he gave me. And there it is again, END, subcontractor. Now this is the man on the ID. I went ahead and I printed out a picture of the guy who visited me, and I guess they look, that's that guy and that's this guy. I guess they look alike, but frankly, like this guy's a lot older and grayer and he doesn't have as much hair. So maybe like this guy was his younger brother or something. I don't know. Or son. I'm confused. That guy and this guy. So there we have the END, right? And that was sort of interesting. I'll come back to that because that was what was also in the ransom note. This, however, is the back of the ID that we found in the building. This was found by, found this? Oh, Cypherpunk 106 found this, yeah. This, so it says, if found, deposit of this ID at the following address is mandatory, which Cypherpunk did, which is why I now have a copy of it. I was able to capture it because of that transmission over our wireless. This here, it says subcontractor identification stamp below. Presumably this is that guy's subcontracting company. I don't know if you remember, but he had a little badge on and it said Reclaim on it, but I never looked at it very closely. This says Reclaim DNA Hosting. I don't know what that is. If anybody can find out, that would be really great. But finally, to come back to this weird acronym END, which, you know, the end is the name of our class, but there is one line in this memo about this weird virus. Again, I don't totally understand the memo. I'm still trying to kind of parse it. It says the preliminary name given to this particular pathogen is embedded nucleotide disease, END. So I think that's all related. Now, all of this brings me back to my hat and the ransom note, which, like I said, I can go to Target and get another hat if they still have it. I did buy that in the winter and it's almost spring. I'm not going to do any of these things on the ransom note because I don't understand it. I'm not talking about a virus. I've been talking about this class. I don't know what aberrations they want me to turn over notes about. And I'm not leaving the bunker because this is my bunker. Like, I've been here for a month and a half now. As you see, I've started to decorate. So anyway, I'm going to hang up this evidence. I'll be right back. So anyway, that's it. I'm starting to just collect the stuff in here because I need to start wrapping my head around all of this because it's all a little bit weird and strange. In the meantime, keep your eyes open for any more evidence that might appear this week. and take a look at the stuff that's on the website, see if you can make any sense of it that I can't, because I'm super confused. And keep an eye out for my hat. Maybe one of these posters will work. I'm sure you guys are posting them everywhere, because obviously they wouldn't work if you didn't. And we'll just hope for the best. And then that's it for an intro for this week. I'm confused. I don't think I would say I'm concerned yet, but I'm definitely just super confused and could use some help. And in fact, I didn't think about this, but in fact, one way you could, maybe, it's up to you, you could think about trying to solve some of this, or reveal some of this, or explain some of this in your radio shows if you want. So anyway, like I said, there's another video further down the page about radio shows, and then I think it's just a summary video for this week. And next week is spring break. Have a great, great spring break, and I will see you. Well, I'll see you before then, but I will see you after spring break.